afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So we are from Group 4. We are about to present ISO 9000 International Organization for in Standardization. So for the first slides, we have Lalaine to explain the exact presentation itself. All right, so we are just only experiencing some difficulties with the audio. But for this first slide, we got the International Organization for Standardization, which is actually the coverage of our discussion. So it will be categorized and it has different part that will be explained come along with this presentation. Just bear with us for a moment since Lalaine is experiencing some audio issue. All right, there we go. Again, we got here Lalaine, who will introduce the first part of our presentation. Lane. I guess Lalaine is still experiencing some audio issue here. We might need to proceed with the other reporter. Police Beast.
Okay, so move muna tayo sa next reporter habang nag-ano sila. Is the next reporter ready? Pa-stop muna ng presentation para makapag-present yung next group. Okay, so yung group muna nila Singka.
Good afternoon po. Kita po ba yung presentation?
Yes, go ahead.
Good afternoon to all of us. Nandito nga po pala yung grupo namin para i-report yung about ethical and legal considerations. First thing first, may papanood po kami video para maintindihan niyo po yung what is privacy. Kung ano nga ba yung kahalagahan niya, tapos yung kung ano ba yung mga kailangan natin sa alang-alang para maintindihan natin yung privacy.
Hindi namin nakikita yung video.
Pero may audio po, sir.
Oo, may nadidinig kaming audio pero wala siyang video.
Pero malalabas. Sige po, kung hindi pa na rin na-explain ko na lang po kanina sa video. Di bali, ito na lang po. Yung nasa video po is all about the internet privacy. Di bali, sinasabi po doon na, kung hindi nyo po nakita na, sinasabi po siya doon na, whatever na, example, for every application na install natin or sa internet, katulad ng Facebook, ng Twitter, na kung ano-ano pang internet website, ng website na ihingin yung information natin doon at nasa atin yun kung ibibigay ba natin yung tunay na, kung ano yung tunay na pangalan natin. Kasi nga, di ba, everything in the internet, dapat naka-public na yun kung i-share mo. Tapos sinasabi din doon na pag kunyari sa Facebook, nag-upload ka ng picture mo, ng picture, di bali yung Facebook, gagawin niyang advertisement yun para makita ng iba. Di bali naka-public post na yun, na kung sino-sino na yung pwedeng makakita nun. Tapos yan na, yung mga birthday natin, tapos basta mga personal information, nasa atin po yun kung ibibigay natin or hindi. Yun lang po. Tapos di bali next, ganun din yung sinasabi dito yung nasa video din. Tapos ito, yung parang ano lang to, parang trivia lang. The 21st century generation or the computer era makes a huge change to the community and individual. It means the more people exposed to the internet, the more privacy and security is to be implemented. Di ba, sinasabi po dito ngayon 21st century na generation, tayo po yun na gumagamit ng computer, na marami po yung maraming nabago, maraming nadagdag. Tas sa dinami-dami po na yun, that mas maano po na mas ano po tayo, mas aware po tayo dun sa privacy. Tas kailangan natin ng security needs to be implemented din lang po. Tas ito po yung different. Unahin ko muna po yung different types of antivirus.
Bunso,
Yes,
hindi namin nakikita yung pinapresent mo. Nakikita lang namin yung yung pinaka-PowerPoint lang, pero hindi namin nakikita na naglilipat ka ng slide.
Wait lang po. Ganun. Ba't sa akin po nakikita? Wait lang po, sir.
I-share mo yung yung slide mismo.
Ayan sir, kita na po.
Ayan, nakikita na.
Sayang naman. Ito, di bali ito na po. Dito na po tayo sa antivirus. Di bali itong antivirus na ito, mga nakalagay dito is for computer. Katulad ng ESET, McAfee, Avast, Norton. Di bali ito po yung mga antivirus po. Siya po yung nagpo-protect sa system natin or sa computer para matanggal po yung mga virus, para hindi na po siya makapasok or bago pa lang siya maapektuhan yung virus, bago pa lang siya apektuhan yung system. Dito na ibablock na po siya ng antivirus. That's my next reporter po tayo, the 4 types of privacy harms.
Okay.
So, report ko is all about 4 types of privacy harms. So, ang una po ay intrusion. So, sa mga hindi nakaalam ko ano ang intrusion, this is the act of intruding or the state of being intruded. So, ito yung incident of unauthorized access to data or an automated information system. So, ang under ng intrusion ay unwanted email and unwanted phone call. So, sa unwanted email, ito yung mga nakikita natin sa spam. Pag chinek yung spam, yung minsan yung mga binisita lang nating site. Tapos, parang magkakaroon na sila ng information about sa atin sa email na nakalog in sa browser natin. And then, unwanted phone calls naman, ito yung mga so yun, sorry nawala po ako. So ang unwanted phone calls, ito po yung mga nagkakamali ng call. And then next is information collection. So sa under ng information collection ay yung surveillance. So surveillance is the monitoring of behavior, activities, or information for the purpose of the information gathering. So ang example ng surveillance is yung mga CCTV camera. So yun na, para ma-monitor natin kung ano ginagawa ng mga kunwari employee natin or sa mga employee natin. Para in case na may mangyari man, meron tayong mawi pa off mo yung mawi. Yan. So, yun. Yung para pag magkaroon man ng problem sa isang kunwari company, magkaroon man ng gulo, ay makikita natin yung totoong nangyari by doon sa CCTV camera. So next is wiretapping. So wiretapping, this is the practice of connecting a listening device to a telephone line to secretly monitor a conversation. Kung sa surveillance, yung sa CCTV, makikita natin mismo kung sino yung taong yun. And then yung exact na ginawa. So sa wiretapping, hindi. Dahil maririnig lang natin yung conversation. Na nakakonect lang siya sa phone line. And then number 3 is information processing. So under neto yung identification theft. So from the word itself, identification theft, ibig sabihin pagnakaw ng identity ng isang tao. And then next is data mining. So this is the process of discovering patterns in large data sets involving methods. So ito yung nag-extract ka ng information from data. So lastly, number 4 is information dissemination. So under neto ay breach of confidentiality. So this is the accessing confidential information in any form without a need to know. Improper disposal of confidential information and transferring confidential information. Ito yung pagbibigay ng mga documents or information wala man lang consent ang owner. So example dito, pagkukuha tayo ng COD o COR ng classmates natin o ibang students doon sa registrar, di ba need muna natin ng consent letter na ipapakita sa registrar na ikaw talaga yung inassign niya na kukuha ng COD and COR niya. So, and then lastly is appropriation. So, ito naman yung action of taking something for one's own use. So, typically, walang kahintulot ng owner. So, yun nagpre-pretend ka na maging siya. And then, next reporter.
Hi guys, so ngayon po punta naman po tayo sa different type of information at risk. Ayan, so kung makikita niyo po 'no, naka-under po ito sa information processing. Ito po yung mga sa identification theft kasi ito po yung kadalasan na kinukuha ng mga hacker kasi ito po yung ano, eh, mga important details talaga 'to, personal details 'to. Ayan, katulad po nung mother and father's name, yung address po, yung phone at saka cellphone number siyempre at saka 'yan, yung email address. So ayan, karamihan po sa ano, kaya po siya at risk kasi po karamihan po sa mga nai-scam is gumagamit po ng mga pangalan na hindi naman kanila. Ayan po, kasama rin po diyan yung sa name nila, yung mga school nila dati ginagamit rin po yun, tsaka yung bank accounts po. Kaya karamihan po sa mga nakikita po natin yung mga bank accounts po nila nahahack kasi po at risk nga po sila. Ayun lang po.
So, next naman is yung different internet threats. Next. Uh, Virus. A computer virus, much like a flu virus, is designed to spread from host to host and has the ability to replicate itself. Similarly, in the same way that flu viruses cannot reproduce without a host cells, computer viruses cannot produce and spread without programming such as file or document. So, itong virus, pwede siyang mag-spread through inserting or attaching. Pwede din siya makopy from computer to another computer. Next. Worms. A computer worm is a type of malware that spread copies of itself from computer to computer. A worm can replicate itself without any human interaction, and it does not need to attach itself to a software program in order to cause damage. So, yung worm naman, ito naman yung kind of malware na kusa siyang dumadami or nire-replicate niya nga yung sarili niya without user interaction or kahit wala kang ginagawa. Okay, next. Trojan. A Trojan horse or Trojan is a type of malicious code or software that looks legitimate but can take control of your computer. A Trojan is designed to damage, disrupt, steal, or in general inflict some other harmful action on your data or network. So yung Trojan naman, ito naman yung kind of malware na akala mo totoo or legit, pero di mo alam na it will damage your computer or it may steal your information. Next. Next is yung spyware. Spyware is unwanted software that infiltrates your computing device, stealing your internet usage data and sensitive information. Spyware is classified as a type of malware, malicious software designed to gain access to or damage your computer, often without your knowledge. Spyware gathers your personal information and relays it to advertisers, data firms, or external users. So, yung spyware naman, ito naman yung malware na kinukuha yung user activity or private data mo without like password or sensitive data without your consent. Next.
Hello, so sa akin naman yung adware. Adware is also known as advertisement supported software. Creators of adware include advertisements or help distribute other software to earn money. Usually ano yan kapag kunwari nagda-downloads tayo o kaya sa kung anumang site, may mga nagpa-pop up na ads tapos kahit i-close mo siya, nandun pa rin siya. So ayun, para maiwasan natin siya, kapag nagda-download tayo ng mga files o kaya programs, dapat basahin muna natin yung nasa Terms and Services Agreement para makita natin yung mga adware na naka-hide dun. Next, spam. If if the definition of spam is unsolicited bulk message, spamming is the act of sending this message, and a person who engaged the practice is a spammer. Most people of the time, spamming is commercial in nature, and though the spam is bothersome, it isn't. It isn't. It it is not necessarily malicious or fraudulent, though it can be. So ayun, yung spam, unsolicited bulk siya. Unsolicited meaning that the recipient has not granted permission for the message to be sent. Bulk meaning that the message sent as part of a larger collection, all having nearly identical content. So, siya yung email na na kunwari pumunta ka sa isang site tapos may may mag-e-email sa'yo na na parang mga ads kasi kasi yung mga scammer kada 100 na email na napag-sendan nila meron silang $10. Naka one thou pag naka pag naka 1,000 sila meron silang $100. So yun, next. Next, ransomware. Ransomware is malicious software that infects your computer and displays messages demanding a fee to be paid in order for your system to work again. This class of malware is a criminal money-making scheme that can be installed through the deceptive links in an email message, instant message, or website. It has the ability to lock a computer screen or encrypt important predetermined files with a password. So, isa siyang form ng malicious software. Ayun nga, yung malware. Na, na binablock yung screen mo, tapos may magpa-pop up na kailangan mong magbayad ng ganito, ng Bitcoin, ng kahit anong transaction para makakuha sila ng pera. May mga naman, may mga ways para maiwasan natin yung ransomware. Una, yung i-backup mo yung data mo para kahit una i-backup mo yung data para tsaka ay next na pala, next na. Next. Phishing. Phishing is a cybercrime in which a target or targets are contacted by email, telephone, or text message by someone posing as a legitimate institution to lure individuals into providing sensitive data such as personally identifiable information, banking and credit card details, and password. Ayun nga, phishing yun yung mga site na na parang ginagaya nila yung isang site. Halimbawa, yun sa Facebook. Dati 'di ba nauuso yun sa Facebook, yung parang may fake site tapos pag nag-login ka ma-access nila pag nakuha na nila yung account mo. Excuse me. Pag nakuha na nila yung account mo, Puwede nilang baguhin yung password mo, makuha yung pera mo o kaya ayun, palitan palitan yung ano, yung basta yung Facebook mo minsan gano'n yung ginagawa nung iba, eh. Okey.
Huwag kang ma-tense, ma'am. Ma'am, ano yung mo?
Ayun, okay na.
Parang wala ka dito sa group members nila, ah.
Si Laika po yun, sir. Yung Laika Urbano po ba, sir?
Wala dito sa pinost mong member, i-add ko na lang.
Sige po, sir. Laika Urbano po. Di bali yung kanina pong di napanood na video, mas okay po kung mapapanood po natin. I-present ko na lang po. Last na po
Sige.
yun. Para mas lalo po natin maintindihan
Okay,
yung
sige.
report na namin. Yun lang po, sir. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig.
Okay, thank you sa inyo. Balikan natin yung last group. Tignan natin kung ready na sila.
Yes sir, ready na po.
Kami na, sir. Hello.
Okay, Kus.
All right. Uh, I'm so sorry for some sort of delay last time. So we are from Group 4. So we are about to report the ISO. So we got Elaine here who will discuss the first part of our presentation.
Yun po. Yun. Next ako ng slide, June. And salamat. Yan. The ISO 9000. The first established in 1987 and it's related to quality management system. This standard helps the organization ensure quality to its customers and other stakeholders. Yan. Ano po ba ang ISO? Ang ISO, International Organization for Standardization, ay na-establish noong 1987. Pinamumunuan ni Eddie Njoroge at sa ngayon meron silang members na 165 na countries at total na 160 people ang full-time na nagtatrabaho sa kanilang department. Bakit po ba nagawa ang ISO? Ginawa ang ISO to ensure na lahat ng produkto o services na dadaan sa kanila are safe, reliable, and good quality. May standard po kasi si ISO. Yung standards ni ISO, dine-develop by group of experts sa buong mundo. Tinatawag daw na technical committees. Ano po bang benefit makukuha ng kumpanya kay ISO? Ang nakukuha namang benefit nila ay yung efficiency at customer satisfaction. Yun lang po.
Slide. So, merong doon muna pabalik po. So, meron tayong tinatawag na 8 quality management principles dito sa ISO. So, first one is the customer focus. So, customer focus is a customer's company should understand the customer's need and wants and to do their best to meet those requirements. So, syempre, kailangan mo nang ma-target ni organization kung ano ba yung needs ng kanilang customers. So, the second one is si leadership. So, leadership determine a company's direction and purpose. So yung leader ng isang organization dapat alam siya yung nagbibigay ng way or ng ang direction doon sa kanyang mga employees and doon sa isang organization para kung ano ba yung mga dapat nilang sundin or yung kanilang mga layunin para ma-improve yung kanilang isang produkto. So, the third one is the process approach. So, si process approach means that all inputs and so process approach means that all the inputs and outputs and resources related to a company's activities and managed as a process. So the fourth is system approach to management. So entails identifying, understanding, and managing the interrelated processes that enables an organization to meet its objectives. So number 4, continual improvement. So si continual improvement implemented a solution that involved several smaller changes that would result in a long-term improvement. So syempre, kailangan meron ding pagbabago kahit maliit siya as long as ito yung makakatulong para dun sa long-term process ng isang organization. So meron number 6, factual approach to decision making. So number 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, number 7, factual approach decision making. So, decisions that are based on the analysis of data and information, not on hunch or theories. So, syempre, dapat naka-base yung approach dun sa facts na information, hindi lang dun sa mga theories or some mga hinuha na ideya lang. So, dito naman sa last is mutual beneficial suppliers relation. So, means that even though the two are independent of each other, a good relation can enable them to both create a value. So, bali itong quality management principles is ginagamit siya or these principles used to guide the organizations towards improvement processes. So next slide po. So yun, si QMS na, ito yung kanina, si Quality Management defines as a formalized standard that documents, processes, procedures, and responsibilities for achieving quality policies and objectives. So yun, so ginagamit si QMS para makatulong sa isang organization to meet the requirements and the regulatory requirements para ma-improve yung effectiveness and efficiency ng isang organization para sa pangmatagalan and continuous basis po. So next reporter na po.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. The next topic is the ISO IEC 2500 series of standards, or the IEC International Electrotechnical Commission. Okay, number one, sir, has the goal of creating a framework for the evaluation of the software product quality. So, in additional, pakitake note na lang po. So, sa quality po, kailangan ang number one po niyan, functional completeness. So, covers all specified tasks. Kailangan po covers lahat kay quality. Dapat po, kailangan po, hindi siya 100% na kailangan yung quality niya. Kailangan at least 101%. So, next po, functional correctness. Siyempre po, correct result po. Siyempre, hindi naman po gagawa ang ISO ng software kung mali-mali po yan. Next po, functional appropriateness. So, mga accomplishments po na ginawa ng ISO. Next po, it helps in designing high-quality, repeatable software. So, sa repeatable software po, can be used by a specified user to achieve specified goals. Siyempre, andyan po yung effectiveness. Siyempre, paano po maging epektibo ang software kung di naman po maayos ang paggagawa. Again, next po, efficiency, kung gaano kahusay ang isang software. Next po, satisfaction of the software. So, next, it facilitates development of optimal process and totally quality measurements. Diyan po pumapasok yung sa quality measurements, which is the time behavior, rates of a product system, meet requirements. Siyempre po, kung gaano po katagal nila ginawa ang isang software, siyempre hindi naman po mabilisan yan. Next, capacity, the maximum limits of a product. Kung gaano po kahaba yung time nila, siyempre, minamax din nila yung limit para mas 101% po ang pagkagawa. So next po, additional din po, operability. System that has attributes that make it easy to operate and control. Like a system with a simple design. Siyempre, dito pumapasok yung mga system po na friendly user, napakadaling gamitin, simple button, left and right. Ganun po. Next po, last na po, yung security. Tulad po na sinabi kanina ng next group, which is the group 5, no? Diyan po yung pumapasok yung protects information and the data. Yun lang po, sir.
Okay, so next.
Thank you po.
All right. Yes, guys. So regarding with this one, na-discuss nung previous reporter yung importance ng ISO 9000 and as well the ISO 2500. So review lang natin once again, yung ISO 9000 is one of the most famous and reliable standard na ni-release ng ng ISO organization. So this 9000 ISO 9000, marami siyang broad yung kanyang ina-apply or sine-certify. Tapos ngayon si ISO, which is this organization, they tend to create a specific standard, rules, or series for software and computer measurements. Para syempre lahat ng magre-release ng software around the globe or around the world would have one standardization para ma-meet yung target ng company and even the public. So sa next slide, we'll discuss the ISO 2500N. Okay. So this is the first part of what we called earlier na discuss siya nung previous reporter, which is we have ISO 25000 ISO 25000. Ito, it consists of standard of series na mainly focus lang for software and computer requirements and evaluation. Yung first part nito, which is what you can see on the screen, is ISO 2500. Okay. So this one, if you can see, nagfo-focus siya mainly sa pagbibigay ng common models and term and definitions. So this ISO 2500, um, ito yung division or ito yung standard na nakafocus sa pagbibigay ng models na pwedeng sundan ng mga companies once they're creating a specific software. So, ayun nga, example of Square architectural model, they have terminology documents and others that you can see on the screen. While we have the 25001, which is on the next slide. Okay, so for the 25001, this set of series naman po, this is the division which presents detailed quality models for computer system and software products. So anong difference nila po is, if you can see on the screen, this division prepares detailed quality models for computer, software, quality in use, and data. System software and quality models describe the model consisting of characteristics, sub-characteristics for the software, product quality, and software quality in use. Then they have also the data quality model, which defines a general data quality model for the structures formatting within a computer system. So mainly, itong series na to, itong 2501, this set of standard, nagfo-focus siya sa uh, sa system itself, sa computer system itself, kung ano yung mga software part, anong qualities na dapat taglay ng isang software at ng computer system before i-release ng isang company or before makakuha sila ng certificate with ISO. So for the next one po, it is ISO 2502, which is what we call the Quality Measurement Division. So for the next slide, it's the 2502. Okay, thank you. So for this 2502, if we can see on the screen, this division includes software product quality measurement, reference model, mathematical definition of quality measures, and practical guidance for their application. So mainly, if yung two previous standard series na nakafocus lang sa
Parang biglang nawala ah.
Okay, hello sir. Sorry. Nag-drop po yung connection, sorry.
Okay lang. Sige, go lang.
po, nagkakaroon ng issue sa internet service provider. So yes, to continue, this 2502 mainly focus on mathematical measurements. So of course, they have specific formulas that they need to follow. And there are also given calculations na need ma-meet nung company or nung provider na nagkikreate ng software para masabi na certify siya as ISO 2500. Okay. So, of course, naguguluhan tayo para saan ba tong mga to? Why we need to tackle this informations or this series of standards for ISO? Because mainly, if you can realize, our main topic here for this whole presentations or um, yeah, is mainly for security of our users and for security of everyone that is using software and internet and other applications through online. So if ever, mas malawak yung knowledge natin about this na hindi pala basta-basta nasa certify ang mga company na nagre-release ng software without following or meeting this set of criteria or standard request, eh magkakaroon tayo ng idea na yes, yes sir. Sorry, na-drop na naman po. So yes, to cut it off, mainly ang use lang po na to para magkaroon lang tayo ng idea about standardization and para ma-make sure na meron tayong enough knowledge, especially if downloading softwares from online. Mas maganda kung certify siya ng ISO and nafa-follow niya itong mga specific standard and set of requests that we have from this organization. That will give us peace of mind kung ano yung harm sa dina-download nating applications or safe para sa ating na gamitin. So yep, next slide na po, next reporter. Thank you.
All right. Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Sige,
Hello.
go ahead. Mm.
There we go. So now let's just proceed first with this computer hardware. So for ISO IEC to 29136/2012, so provides requirement recommendations for the accessibility for personal computer hardware to be used when planning, developing, designing, and distributing these computers. So technically, for this one, it will just only provides recommendations for the hardware of your machine itself. So that's basically for this ISO or IEC 29136. Now for the next part, which will be for mobile item identification and management, ISO IEC 29179/2012 provides a description of mobile AIDC, automatic identification and data capture application, and specifies the functional requirement of mobile AIDC. So basically, for this, AIDC is the process of means of obtaining external data, particularly through analysis of images, sounds, or videos to capture data, a transducer. eh, So basically, for this, it's just goes the same as the first ISO, which has been mentioned last time. And for the next slide, for the mobile item identification management or reference architecture for mobile aid services, ISO IEC TR 29172/2011 describes a reference architecture for mobile AIDC. For this, technically, this has been used for the radio frequencies and other devices, just like mobile phones, RFID scanners, uh, and other programs or machines or equipments which are related with the built-in cameras, just like cell phones or a camera itself. So we are good in our part.
Okay, so for the next reporter, ito yung group nila, Danan. Ano na yung presentation nyo?
Hello? Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Go
Kami
ahead.
po yung kami po yung group 6. Ang ang report po namin is Introduction to Intellectual Property Rights. Ay, hello? Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Sige, continue.
Report po namin Introduction to Intellectual Property Rights. Intellectual property rights are the rights given to a person over the creation of their minds, such as symbols, names, logos, design. Um, there are several types of intellectual property, including copyrights, patents, trademarks, industrial design, and trade secrets. Patents, ito po yung um, para maprotekta mo yung isang pag-aari mo. Ito yung rights para hindi maiwasan kopyahin ng iba. Next. Ito po yung example ng patent or para maging patent siya. Wait lang, sir. Invention can be patented. Ito yan. Machine, tools, new plant species, and upgrade to existing invention. Inventors must meet certain government guidelines to get a patent. Ito naman po yung mga hindi pwedeng gawing patent. Mathematical formulas, laws of nature, substances, found in nature, scientific principles. Ito and so on. Ito po yung example ng patentable invention. Useful machine, process or method, non-biological process.
Akin na po, sir, yung example po ng non-patentable invention. Ito po yung, yung discoveries, scientific theories, mathematical method, chemist rule and method of performing metal acts, surgery and diagnostic method of practice on the human and animal body, aesthetic creation, contrary to public order or morality. Next. Yung program for computers. A computer program created by itself or as a record on current is not a patentable irrespective of its content. Kunyari po, ito po yung parang yung attendance sheet lang po. Ayun po yung di pwedeng patentable. Pero, however, the program control machine and the program control the process should be normally regarded as a patentable subject matters. Ito po yung parang ginagawa nating mga project dito sa sa school. Kunyari po yung sa mga library yung sa library po yung sa mga libro yung ganun po mga system. Next. Industrial design, a service of creating and developing concept and idea and thinking the process to function value and quality of product and system for the mutual exchange of the customer and manufacturer. Um, Tapos, it's a project designed to be managed and developed for the innovative works we should build. This will be approved for each project appearance, material use, and how be fabricated and constructed. Si Daniel na po yung mag-ano po niyan.
Hello?
Okay, so go lang.
Sige. Industrial design. Dito naman, process yun ng design applied on product, manufactured products. For example, sa mga products na cars, toys, appliances, and more. Yun yung mga nakita natin design sa products is an example of industrial design. Tapos, the protection of industrial designs. It protects the external design material use of an item or part of it. Kung sa patent, pinoprotect niya yung mga technical features or mga prototype. Dito naman sa industrial design, pinoprotektahan niya yung mga yung mga design ng product, external designs, and yung mga materials na ginamit. Industrial designs is the appearance of an article determined by combination of characteristics such as lines, colors, shapes, materials, textures, ornaments, and etc. Tapos, isa din sa mga pinoprotect ng industrial designs, yung two-dimensional designs, yung mga lines, colors, and as well yung three-dimensional design, three-dimensional yung shapes and surface. Next. So, ito yung list ng products na kayang protektahan ng industrial designs. Yung website designs, industrial handicraft, graphic symbols, graphic interface, logos, packaging, tas lahat ng yan. Yan yung mga pwede niyang i-protect. And last, yung mga characteristic of industrial designs. Ito yung mga nasa design na kayang protektahan ng industrial design. Yun nga yung mga lines, colors, three-dimensional form, mga ornamental aesthetic value, and so on. So, yun lang, sir.
Dami nun ah. Sige, let's go on to the next reporter. So, ito yung group nila. Desena.
Wait lang, sir. Wait lang. Low. 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 Click mo sa app.
Oh,
Feedback. Feedback, pre.
Feedback.
Pre, naging feedback.
Sakit.
Sa it ba?
Wait lang. Rinig ba? Hindi. Okay, salamat sa mga nag-aaral. Nag-echo ba? Ano ba to?
Meron ba mas malakas na feedback dyan para ano?
Ayan, hindi na nag-echo.
Ay, okay na.
Also connects to daily operations of the organization's values and vision, policy, ito yung mga panuntunan o
Salamat. Maui to the rescue. Maui lang sa kalam.
Good morning to everyone. We are the group
Rinig na po.
that will be discussed about policy and procedure.
Hi, my name is Jessica Torres. So here's my report. What are the policies and procedure? Before we proceed sa definition ng policy and procedure, we need to know first kung saan pa nanggaling ang dalawang salita, which is the policy and procedure. First is policy, from the Middle English term policy, which means government or civil administration. And that word policy was originated from the Latin word politia, meaning polity. Politically united for the good of mankind, while a procedure came from the French word procedure. It is a fact or manner of proceeding. So, proceed tayo sa definition ng policy and procedure.
Policy and procedure. Policy. It is framework for the organization's plans for tackling an issue in the set of general guidelines. It is also connects to daily operations of the organization's values and vision. Policy, ito yung mga panuntunan o patakaran sa isang organization na dapat masunod ng mga staff. Pero hindi siya ganun kadaling i-implement kasi dumadaan siya sa process, which called procedure that states related of sequence for carrying out the policy. Yun nga, ito yung process na pinagdadaanan ng isang policy bago siya i-implement.
My name is Andre Philip Franco and this is my part of our report. Importance of policies and procedure in information technology. Number 1, providing security. Providing security system is to secure everything information you input in the system. Kasi pag di maayos ang security tapos may nag-leak na info ng company, ang unang suspect ay ikaw, which is IT. Sino pa bang may pinakamataas na knowledge about sa system? Siyempre ikaw, kaya hanggat maaari, ayusin ang security. Number 2, fight threats, such as ransom, tulad nun. Pag may online trend sa company, pwede ka ikakalat yung info ganon, halimbawa. I-check, ikaw, yun. Number 3, guidance. Guided implement tools, operate, meet legal. Like, identity theft. Dapat ba protectionan nyo yun sa bawat may input na info ng customer nyo? And that's all.
What are the IT policies? IT policies serves the development, implementation, and security information technology of an organization. IT policy regularly practice, expectation must be defined clearly, dapat din ito ay up-to-date at appropriate sa organization. So, ito yung list ng IT policies. Una, data policy. Data policy ay pagprotekta sa mga data laban sa mga unauthorized access or paggamit na walang pahintulot na maaaring mag-result sa exposure, deletion, or corruption ng data. Pangalawa, information access control. A security technique that regulates kung sino ang pinapayagan na magkaroon ng access para gumamit ng mga information at mga resources
isang computing environment. Pangatlo, Information Technology Security Policy. Ang objectives ng Information Technology Security Policy ay pagpapanatili na maging confidential, integrity at availability ng system at mga information or data na ginagamit ng mga organization member.
Good day everyone, my name is Justice Rainbow Leon. So yung pang-apat natin is bring your own device na for employees using personal devices to connect to their organizational networks and access work-related systems and potentially sensitive or confidential data. Next is the technology hardware purchasing policy that ensures the requirements are followed, that all purchases are subject to the same screening and approval processes. The next one is the policy for getting software. It provides guidelines for the purchase of the software for the business to ensure that all software used by the business is appropriate. And the last one is the website policy. It tells the visitors and customers exactly what data you collect from them, and it explains how you use it.
Policy. This personal must be always present on the screen, especially in the process of consultation, that is management committee, product directors, and executives. This policy should be consistently presented, particularly during the time spent at the executives panel, product chiefs, and heads. So the policymaker is a broad term that covers all the people responsible for formulating or amending policy. Policymakers tend to be approached by a large number of people, hoping to influence their policies, from the lobbies and interest groups to constituents or advocates. They're often thoughtful and tend to be generalist, but it is important not to underestimate their skills and experiences, particularly when it comes to understanding complex issues and assimilating knowledge. Uh,
So these are the steps in developing a policy. Number one is determine the purpose. So bago tayo gumawa ng isang policies, dapat alam natin yung purpose nun sa isang organization. Hindi tayo basta-basta pwede gumawa ng isang policy kung hindi ito makakatulong sa organization natin. Number two is identify the persons to coordinate the policy development process. There must be someone or member or committee na mag-take ng responsibility sa paggawa ng policy. And number three, gather information. Siyempre, sa paggawa ng policy, we need to gather information. First is organize a meeting, then research about the legal responsibilities to that organization. Next is check if there is already a template. So next is the draft policy. So ito yung policy na hindi pa siya final. Kumbaga, dumadaan pa siya sa iba't ibang proseso. Consider the words and the length in which it's suitable to the people bago ito ipatupad.
After ng draft policy, next is consultation. When the draft policy is done, it should be disseminated to primary users. It should be discussed in meetings and forums para sa ma-polish yung content ng policy, ma-clarify yung mga meanings, and syempre yung mga corrections before finalizing the policy. Next is approve policy. Syempre na-finalize na-correct na yung mga dapat i-correct, it should be approved by the management body implement. Next is implement. To whom the policy will be communicated and to how. Pag i-implement ng policy, dapat malinaw kung para kanino yung policy na yun at saka kung paano sila mag-a-adjust para masunod yung policy na i-implement. And lastly, yung monitor, review, and revise. in order to ensure that the policy is implemented and the access, usage, and responses monitoring and reporting systems must be done, and the basis and will the policy be reviewed and revised. Siyempre, hindi ka lang naman nagpatupad ng policy nang hindi mo i-monitor kung may improvement. Kailangan mo i-monitor kung nasusunod ba yung policy, kung may improvement, para malaman kung kailangan na revise. So, ayun. That's all.
Tapos na po, sir. Okay, so that was good. Let's move to the next reporter para matapos tayo kaagad. Group nila Ramos.
Nakikita po ba yung presentation?
Hindi.
Ayan po.
Kita na po. Kita na.
Okay na.
Kami po yung Group 8 at yung topic po namin is Policy Template Structure. Kung makikita po dito, katulad sa discuss kanina, yung Policy Template Structure, and po meron siyang component. Ito yung section niya, meaning, example. Policy Statement, ito nga po yung nagre-refer sa mga, kung ano yung objectives mo. Example po niya is yung Information Technology Security Policy. Ang purpose naman po, ito naman yung section kung saan magpo-provide na yung ng instruction and other information kung bakit kailangan ng isang policy. Example po niyan, ensure the safety of the information, protect the information that is being used. Definition of term naman po, ito naman po yung nagde-define dun sa mga nagamit na salita sa isang policy. Ito po yung example niya is safety refers to protection information that is being used. Next po is yung procedure. Ito naman po yung kung saan nakadetalye na kung ano yung mga nagko-concern sa policy mo. Hindi po ba nakikita? Ay, sorry po. Ayan, sorry po, hindi ko po napansin. Ayan nga po, mabalik po tayo. Ito po, policy template structure. Procedure po, ito naman po kung saan yung, ito po yung section kung saan naman maglalagay mo yung mga concern kung paano magiging effective yung isang policy statement po. For example po, ayan, mag-fill ka na enrollment form, tapos sasabit mo yon sa department and so on. Related forms naman po, ito naman po yung section na kung saan nilalagay yung mga attached forms na related po sa policy mo. Example po is yung enrollment form. Next po is yung IT procedures. Ito naman po, Lawrence and Amp, stated po nila na ang IT procedure is procedure outlines that the implementing policy plan of action. Yung IT procedure po, ito po yung mga nagre-refer sa development, testing, or implementing ng other applications or databases para ma-support yung business needs, para magkaroon sila, pwedeng mag-capture, mag-store, transfer, and disseminate po ng other information. And po, a well-defined procedure must be unambiguous. Unambiguous po means hindi po siya open sa other information. Ibig sabihin po, clear, accurate, and obvious po agad yung sinasabi sa isang procedure. Precise po, meaning po is exact po siya dapat, accurate, and careful po siya about sa mga details. Determine precise action naman po is yung malalaman agad kung ano yung
exact na gagawin or dapat gawin. Tapos po, this specific action should also detail when the action should takes place. Kung kailan po yung procedure mo dapat na mangyari na or magagawa mo na. Sorry po sa ingin ng manok. Next naman po is yung alternative action. Ito naman po yung any action na nagre-refer para sa withdrawal sa approval or recommendation po ng isang procedure. Ang emergency procedures naman po is yung plan of actions to be conducted in a certain way, certain order or manner. Ang warning, tapos meron dapat din po malagay po sa isang procedure is yung warning and cautions. Ang warning po ay naman po yung, syempre siya yung danger sa nag-explain ng danger sa isang procedure. Ang caution naman po, ito naman kung paano mo mape-prevent yung mga pwedeng mangyari. And po, ito po yung example po ng mga procedure sample. Procedure kung paano bumili ng sa hardware, on keeping your mobile secure, on your software requests, or proceduring on purchasing computer peripherals, procedure on physical security. Ito po, procedure writing tips naman. Ito po, ang procedure writing tips po is, nakalagay po dito yung naka-underline, direct guide po siya sa mga reader para mas maintindihan nila in an orderly manner. Ito po yung mga steps paano po gumawa ng mga procedure. Kailangan po syempre, una, i-determine mo yung purpose ng statement po. Hindi ka po pwedeng gumawa ng procedure na wala kang purpose kung bakit mo yung ginagawa. Kailangan din po ma-identify mo identify an overview of the project or of the procedure. Ay nga pang overview po is yung general view or yung summary po ng subject mo. Recognize precondition of knowledge and skills. Ang precondition po, ito po yung mga dapat ma-fulfill mo sa isang procedure. Kailangan din po syempre i-consider mo yung safety issues and other concerns na pwedeng malaman or dapat malaman ng bawat nagbabasa ng procedures. Kailangan din po syempre naka-include yung equipment, supplies na ginagamit mo para mas malinawan po yung mga tao na maggagamit or tatangkilik ng isang product. Tapos po, kailangan i-outline. Number 6 is outline the order of the steps and sub-steps. Ang outline po is tool siya na nag-organize ng written ideas about a topic in a logical order. Ibig sabihin po, sunod-sunod po siya. 7 steps din po is includes graphics, illustrations, models for the further understanding of the process. Siyempre po, mas maganda tignan yung mga proceduring steps kapag may mga illustrations, may mga graphics, mas catchy po siya, mas mabilis po siyang maintindihan, mas babasahin po siya ng mga tao. And so, at huli po is disseminate the procedure information in different media. Siyempre po, after mo masulat lahat ng procedure mo, kailangan ipakita mo naman siya sa maraming tao. Next po.
Hello, hello, naririnig po ba ako?
Okay, go ahead.
So, importance of following rules and procedures at work. Rules is the form and culture of an organization. Pag sinabing culture, kunwari sa bansa, kunwari sa atin Pilipinas, di ba tayo, nagamit tayo ng 0.0 kapag kumakausap sa mga matatanda. So, ayun. Bakit need sundin ng company or rules or business rules? In the most basic sense, rules in company or business are the things that maintains harmony in the workplace. Parang rules lang dun sa labas or laws or batas, di ba? It makes everything work smoothly in a place or workplace. Siyempre, pag in harmony ang workplace, yung mga employees, nakapag-work sila ng walang gambala. Nag-improve ang kanilang performance. Ano pa? Gumaganda ang kanilang quality of work in terms of, kunwari, production. Pag sinunod ang rules, di ba gumaganda ang quality of work and production? So, di ba gumaganda ang quality of works of production? Gumaganda yung reputation ng company. Kapag hindi niya sunod ang rules sa employees, ang pwedeng maging epekto na to sa employees is, syempre pwedeng unemployment, or sa company naman, pwedeng masira yung image niya. Yun lang po. Next po.
Okay, sino yung next reporter? Si Ramirez na ba?
Hello po. Ako na po yung next, sir.
Okay, so go ahead.
So, pa-next ako, Mia. So, dito po, sa legal content, sa legal content and treatment po, ay meron daw dapat na legal content kung saan tayo ay dapat, yun nga, maka-access ng kung anong gusto natin sa internet. At dapat daw po ay siguro din ng mga network company na walang makaka-apekto sa connection ng mga customers. Tulad po natin. Next. So sa una po, collection of theoretical, yun nga po, net neutrality sa po yung ma-protect yung innovation or free speech. Pangalawa po, sa set of legal policies, siya po yung internet policy na para sa mga bagong internet rules. So pangatlo po, network protocols and internet architect. Sila po yung nagda-direct na nag-handle sa technical level sa internet. Yun lang po.
Hello po. Rinig po ba ako, sir? Hello. So, ito po yung last part of our presentation, the impact of network neutrality on 5G. Pa-next po. The impact of network neutrality on 5G will be more resolute by the means of expectation of reasonable traffic management and other services that are interpreted. A comprehensive interpretation must accommodate other network and new business that desire to have support of 5G. But on the other hand, the narrow interpretation could restrict innovation and investment. So dito po, kailangan lang po nila makontrol yung traffic. Halimbawa na lang po ngayon, may iba't ibang speed depende po sa package na pinili mo. May 25 or 11 Mbps po. So nagkakaroon po siya ng inequality kasi sa iba't ibang internet speed samantalang isang tunnel lang naman pinapasokan nila bits by bits po. Next po. Net neutrality, free internet and open internet. In the field of internet traffic, for it to be treated for its non-discrimination, there are terms like net neutrality, free internet, and open internet. These are not the same, but it gives principle and guidance anchored by it. Net neutrality secures the protection of freedom from different discrimination among any type of search without any competing interest and countervailing consideration. So, ito po sa net neutrality daw po, lahat ng content sa internet must be treated equally, free and open para sa lahat. Walang blocking, walang makokontrol. Ang tinutukoy dito, hindi nyo kinokontrol yung mga internet service provider. Ang content na makikita mo sa internet, dapat yun nga po, free and open lang siya. Wala pong bias na mga internet service provider. So, yun lang po. Thank you po sa pakikinig. Okay na po.
Okay, thank you. So, meron pa tayong isang group. After ba nitong group na to, meron pa bang hindi nakakapag-report na nabigyan ko ng report? So, next na sila Reyes. Andiyan ba yung group nila, Marica Reyes?
Yes po, sir. Pa-wait na lang po yung magpe-present po. Ay, ayan na po.
Okay.
Sir, may nagtatanong po sa comment.
Gaano ba kaikli yun? Ano ba yung topic nyo? Ano yung topic nyo, Kevin?
Sir, okay na po. Pwede na po kami mag-start.
Okay, sige. Anytime.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So we are Group 9, the last group that we're going to present. So I'm Jaime C. Pangilinan. I'm the first reporter from our group. So the topic that we are going to discuss is how to apply for intellectual property. But I was assigned for trademark application. But first, um, copyright, trademark, and patent are the three main components of intellectual property laws. Trademark protects the customer by by preventing public confusion. Trademark can be sign, word, phrase, symbol, or a combination of these three elements. So before we proceed for the steps, so let's proceed for the requirements first. Requirements. So sabi po dito, the requirement for application for trademark is an express
No.
or implicit indication
Wait lang.
that the sir.
Hindi ikaw yun. Yung bata makulit dito. Sige, continue.
Okay po. So the requirements are an implicit, an express or implicit indication that the registration of mark is sought, the identity of the applicant, C. Contact details of applicant or its agent representative. D. Copy of the mark. And letter E. The list of goods or services. So let's proceed for the steps. So number one step for applying for trademark is filling an application. File an application to the Bureau of Trademark at the Philippine Intellectual Property Office. You'll need to submit a list of requirements along with it. So, nabanggit ko na po kanina sa unahan kung ano po yung mga kailangang requirements. So, let's proceed for the step 2. The step 2 is the search and examination. So, dito po, titignan po nila kung yung trademark na ina-apply mo is may kapareha. Sabi dito, the Philippine IPO will now search their database for identical trademarks in the market or similar applicants that they have. Included in this process is the examination of your trademark to check if it complies with the rules and regulations. So, nandito rin po yung examination if yung trademark po ba na ina-apply mo is pasado po sa kanilang standard or sa rules at pamantayan po nila. And step 3, publication in Philippine Gazette. If the trademark is approved, you will receive a notice and it will now be published in the IP Philippines Gazette. This is to inform the public of application and give a chance for anyone to oppose the registration. And step 4, the last, registration, the public is given up to 30 days to take action. If no opposition is received and verified by the Director of Bureau of Illegal Affairs, the Intellectual Property Office will now issue the Certificate of Registration. So, next reporter po.
So, ayun po. Next po. So, bago po ma-approve si trademark, i-check po yung eligibility nito. So, first thing to check po is yung the trademark should be distinctive daw po. Tapos, second one is it must not be offensive or misleading. Third one, application for trademarks that are too similar to existing ones will be denied unless the products are completely unrelated. So, panghuli po, marks that sound alike mean the same visually similar to each other are likely to cause confusion among consumers won't be registered. So, next topic po. Next slide po. So, ayun, embedded system. So, an embedded system daw po is a system computer ay an embedded system is a computer system which is designed to perform many operations such as to access the data, process the data, store the data, and also control the data in electronics-based system. So, next po. So, there are three important components of embedded system. Next slide po. Aldrin pa next. So, yung three important components po is yung hardware. So, sa hardware po, the examples are power supply, processors, memory, timers, and communication ports. So, pangalawa po sa components is yung software. So, example po niyan is yung mga assembler, emulator, debugger, or compiler. So, these tools are generally used in embedded system development. So, pangatlo pong component is yung real-time operating system. So, this defines how the system will work. Ito yung nagsiset ng rules during the execution of the system of Hello po. Narinig ba ako?
Yes, ma'am, naririnig ka.
So, ayan pa next slide. So, examples nga po niyan is yung ng embedded system is yung calculators, microwave, television remote control, home security and neighborhood traffic control systems. So, example po niyan is yung
Nasaan na yung wala na kaming marinig?
Nawalan daw po ng internet yung nagpe-present kanina. So ako na po yung next. Dinig ba ako, sir? Hello po.
Okay, okay.
So, patent. What is patent? Patent is form of intellectual property that gives its owner the legal right, an exclusive right granted for an invention. In other words, a patent is an exclusive right to a product or a process that generally provides a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to a problem. It is important because it can help safeguard your invention. It can protect any product, designs, or process that meets certain specifications according to its originality. A patent can protect an invention for up to 20 years. So, yun nga yung patent. No? Kapag meron kang isang product na sarili mong gawa, pwede ka mag-apply ng patent para maproteksyonan yung item, yung invention mo na yun na sa'yo lang yung item na yun. So, meron tayong 5 step para makapag-apply ng patent. Una yung filing, search and examination, publishing, substantive examination, and patent granted. So, una yung filing. File an application to the Bureau of Patent at the Philippine Intellectual Property Office. Submit along the following requirements: request for grant of patent, description of the invention, formal drawings, and filing fee. So, pag mag-apply ka ng patent, kailangan mo mag-request ng grant of patent mula sa IPO or the Intellectual Property Office. Kasama yung description ng invention mo at yung formal drawings katulad ng ganito. Sunod yung filing fee. Sa filing fee naman, meron tayong dalawa dyan. Magkaiba yon kung malaki yung invention mo or maliit. The second step is search and examination. After mo mapagpasa ng filing, after ka makapag-file ng para sa patent, isi-search naman nila yon kung okay ba yung gawa mo. Kasi meron din silang standard para sa inventions. Sunod yung publishing. After the expiration of 18 months from filing date, it will be published into the IPO e-Gazette. This will give third person the opportunity to present observation in writing concerning the patentability of the invention, which can be commented to by the applicant. Katulad nung kanina, kapag after mo makapagpasa nung invention mo, meron chance yung iba para i-decline yung gawa mo or kalabanin na nagsasabi na halimbawa yung gawa mo meron katulad sa iba. Yun. Sunod is substantive examination. The application must also file a request for substantive examination within 6 months from the date publication. If such request is not made, the application is considered as withdrawn. So, kailangan daw, after 6 months ng pagka-publicate ng invention mo, mag-file ka na ng substantive examination. Kung hindi, yung request mo, maano siya ma-decline or withdrawn. So, last step is patent granted. If the patent examiner allow the application, he shall issue a decision. The grant of patent shall be published in the IPO Gazette within 6 months. Letter patent will be issued to the evidence the grant of the patent. So after ng lahat ng examination na pagdadaanan ng invention mo, ang huling step is bibigyan ka na ng papers or papeles na nagpapatunay na yung invention mo na yun ay sa'yo. Yun lang po, salamat.
Okay, that's good. Next.
Sir, dinig po yung video.
Oo, nadidinig namin pero wala kaming nakikitang video. Ito na yun. Sige, sige. Kala ko attention eh. Video ko talaga? Parang ano to eh.
Sir?
Nasaan yung video?
Wala ko na makita.
Ayan na yun. Sige, sige, sige.
Ay, hindi po dinig yung recording, sir.
Mahina eh.
Sagad na to.
Naririnig ko yung sounds eh. Kanina bang sounds yun eh?
Try ko kaya play siya
Hi, I'm Alexandra Ponce, the next reporter for copyright. So, why we need to apply copyright?
Ayan, okay na.
Text, author works, or property. So, dito ituturo ko kung how to apply copyright, diba? So, if copyright ownership is being claimed by the author, or syempre, pag mamayari mo, no? Kung gusto mo maging secured, so una, number one, the following requirements need to be submitted. So, mga nakapaloob dito is 2 copies of accomplished application form and duly notarized affidavit. The number 2, copy of the work being registered as deposit. So, for work po, ang nakapaloob po dito is painting, drawings, architecture works, sculptures, prints. So, dito, need nyo po siyang picturean all side po ng mga gawa. Pero kung sa computer programming naman po, we need to provide 2 electronic copies saved in the separate CDs or USB flash drive or printed copies of the first 25 and last 25 pages of the source code must be ring-bound and soft-bound. So, number 3, 2 pieces of document stamp worth of 15 pesos each. And number 4, the application fee. So, ganun lang po kadali or ganun lang po ang process kung paano mag-apply ng copyright. So next naman po, if copyright ownership is being claimed by an enterprise or corporation or inaangkin ng iba yung gawa nyo. So, ganun lang din po, number 1, 2 copies of accomplished application form and duly notarized affidavit. So, we need to submit that po. Then, number 2, copies of a work being registered as a deposit. Pag works po, tulad na po ng sabi ko kanina, pag sculptures, painting, needs po pictures, all-sided po. Pero pag tingnan naman po sa computer programs, 2 elective copies saved in a separate CDs or USB flash drives or printed copies po. Then number 3, 2 pieces of a documentary stamp worth of 15 pesos each. And number 4, notarized document indicates the transfer of a copy of ownership such as the waiver, needs of assignment, publishing agreement, affidavit of the heirship, or etc. Number 5 naman po, the DTI register or the single proprietorship or the sex certificate for corporations. And number 6, the application fee. So, ganun lang po yung process niya, how to apply for copyright.
Ako na po magsusunod na magre-report.
Okay, sige. Go, JB.
So, ang report ko po is eligibility of copyright. Number 1, algorithm is not eligible for copyright protection because it will be considered to be a factual nature and therefore not an expression of the creativity of its author. Then, 2, copyright will protect only the computer program in the form written by a programmer and its source code. Then last, the programming language nor the format of the data files used in a computer program in order to exploit certain of its functions constitute a form expression of the program, in thus these are not protected by copyright. So, ano, hello? Hello? Hello po?
Dinig ka, dinig ka.
Oo, narinig ka.
So, yun po, no? So, doon nga po, kung Kung nais mo lamang poprotektahan ng eksakto kung paano nakasulat yung mga source code po, no? Maaaring hindi magandang ideya na umasa lamang sa batas ng copyright po upang protektahan ang mga imbensyon na naugnay sa software. So para po maprotektahan ang pag-anda ng programa ng software, dapat kang humingi ng protection sa patent po, no? Sa sinabi po ni Aldrin. Next na po. So sa graphic design naman po tayo. Siyempre yung una po, kailangan po talaga ng original work po, no? Para ikaw po yung totoong gumawa. Tapos, a graphic must be pixelated in physical objects such as paper, a sign, an article, or clothing, or a digital medium. You can copyright an idea for a graphic. So, ayun, malinaw naman po, no? Hindi ka po pwedeng mag-copyright ng ideya sa isang graphic po, no? Then, copyright protection does not extend to familiar symbols or designs, names, titles, or slogans. Mere variation of typographic ornamentation, lettering, or coloring. So, hindi po siya nag-extend sa mga familiar symbols po, no? Ala, wait lang.
Okay lang yan, kaya mo yan.
Hindi sir, nawala po yung yung ni-report ko eh. Wait.
Sige, kaya mo yan.
Pasensya na po, nawala po kasing no. So last na po, if a graphic attached to a useful article, the article artistic elements receive copyright protection but the utilitarian aspects may not. Dito po, no? So, kung gusto niyo po talagang hindi po kayo ma-copyright, siguro, kailangan niyo po magpa-register yung mga gawa niyo po. Yun lang po.
Okay. Sige. Next.
Ito nga po, trade secret. Ano nga ba ang trade secret? Isa po siyang intellectual property rights on confidential information na pwede mong ibenta or ilisensya. Paano mag-apply for trade secret? Paano mag-apply for trade secret? Trade secret. There is no formal registration procedure. Protection lasts only as long as the trade secret remains that way, but can last forever if nobody discloses the secret. Ang pag-a-apply po ang pag-a-apply po para sa trade secret, hindi na po kailangan ng registration. Kailangan lang talagang secret siya as long as yun. How are trade secrets protected? Trade secrets can be protected in a number of ways, including the requirement of employees to sign non-disclosure agreements, non-compete agreements. Additionally, federal laws apply to criminalize the disclosure of trade secrets to the public. Paano nga maproprotektahan ang trade secret kung wala siyang registration? Yung mga yung mga employee nyo na yung mga employee need nila nire-request sila na mag-sign sa isang parang kuba agreement na yung paggawa nitong product na to hindi mo pwedeng i-disclose o kaya gamitin o kaya ibenta. Within the company lang yung secret na yon. Kapag binenta mo siya sa ibang tao, pwede kang ipakulong ng kumpanyang yon. Ano yung example po ng isang trade secret? Yung Google algorithm. Ba't nga ba yung Google algorithm? Kasi isa siya sa pinakasikat na search engine na kino-considered as a valuable secret trade. Yung algorithm ng Google, yung creator lang yung nakakaalam. Yung Google algorithm, regularly updated siya at ini-improve para ma-protect yung operations niya. Yun lang po.
Okay. So, bukod doon, meron pa tayong mga trade secrets, kamukha ng recipes, kunwari yung sa KFC. So, yan yung mga tinitignan natin lagi na kapag nalaman ng ibang companies yun, pwede nilang gayahin. So, yun yung talagang iniingatan nila. Okay? So, ikaw na ma'am yung last reporter no, doon sa group nyo. Tama ba ako?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, so we move to the next. Meron pa bang ibang grupo bukod dun kila Kevin? Wala na. So kung wala na, sinong magre-report sa inyo? Tan. Si Angelo. Sige, share nyo na yung screen nyo.
Dalawa pa daw ah. Ay, tatlo. O, gawin mo na yung essay. Ako magdodrawing, di ba? Bilis-bilisan mo kasi mag-drawing. Ano ang ginagawa mo?
Hello.
Sige, nadidinig ka
Sige,
namin.
nadidinig ka namin. Operating computer. So what is mobile computing? Mobile computing is a type of interaction between human and machine, through which during regular use, a machine is supposed to be transported. Ibig sabihin po nito yung ano po. Example po nito ay paggamit po ng cellphone na gumagamit po ng internet para may pag-communicate sa ibang tao. Next, aspects of mobile computing. First is mobile communication. The first feature address communication matters in ad hoc and infrastructure networks, as well as communication properties, protocols, etc. Ito po, example po ng mobile communication ay pakikipag-chat with your friends using cellphone. Next, mobile hardware. The second element is that of hardware such as mobile devices or parts of devices. Example po nito yung cellphone, laptop, tablet. Next, mobile software. The third factor deals with the functionality and demands of mobile apps. Example po yung mga Android system. Okay, next one, characteristics of mobile computing. Fixed and wired, physical LAN, mobile and wired, Wi-Fi, fixed and wireless. This mode is used for installing networks in historic buildings to avoid damage by installing wires or at trade shows to ensure fast network setup. And last characteristics is mobile and wireless. Example, GSM and CMAX. Next one is limitation of mobile computing. Resource constraint. Example po ng battery. Next, interference. Shielding does not shield radio transmission against interference and results in higher
loss rates for transmitted data or higher bit error rates respectively. Bandwidth, while they are constantly growing transmission rates for wireless devices, relative, relative to desktop system are still very low, with low overhead researchers still searching for more powerful communication protocols. Next, dynamic changes in communication environment. Signal power variation within an area, thus connecting delays and link losses. Security constraints, portable electronics cannot be only more easily hacked, but the radio interference is often vulnerable to the dangers of eavesdropping. Next limitation is network issues. Discovery of the connection, service to end, and connection constantly. Plus, interoperability issues, the changing protocol standards. Pero kung last part, advantage of mobile computing. Increasing productivity. Mobile devices can be used in the field of different instruments, thereby decreasing time and cost for clients and themselves. Second, entertainment. Mobile devices may be used for personal and even display for entertainment purposes, both for individuals and consumers. Third, portability. The key benefits of this are that you are not limited to one region. It helps to access any wireless devices without restriction and venue. Cloud computing. This service is available for storing documents on online servers and can be accessed at any time and wherever you connect to the internet and can be used for several handheld devices or even that can also be accessed on PC. Yun lang po, sir.
Okay, so that's good. So close mo na yung ano sa presentation mo. Ako na magpe-present. Okay, so dito na tayo sa ano. Actually, most of the limitations yung sinabi niya, ito yung mga standards na nakikita lang natin, pero hindi naman to yung lahat ng limitations. Ang ibig sabihin, these are common limitations pa lang. Okay? So, ako may umiiyak na dito. So, most approximately, hindi lang naman ito yung mga binibigay nating uh, inconsistency ng mobile computing. So, tingnan natin, alam ko na-discuss na to sa inyo, yung mga global wireless standards. Ito yung WAN, MAN, LAN, saka yung PAN. I will just run through this para makita natin kung paano siya ginagamit saka kung ano yung sakop niya. So, usually it's the IEEE naman ang lagi natin tinitignan when it comes to standards. So, dito yung one is 802.20. So, ito talaga yung pinaka-propose. So, actually, wala pa akong nakikitang one na nag-exist. Pero yung man, meron na. Okay, so like yung sa Malolos, yun ay naka-man. So, sabihin yun ay metropolitan area network. So, halos yung buong Malolos is naka-network na. Pero yung one, medyo wala pa akong nakikitang ganong idea. Pero lesser than that, it's the LAN, the local area network. So ito na yung mga common computer setups natin. Usually, tumatagos lang yan sa wall, ganyan. So from one floor to another, yan. Pwede siyang building to building, pero the penetration of the wireless medyo mahirap. So meron din tayong PAN. Ito naman yung mga personal lang. So hindi naman siya ganun kalakas. We have this, ito yung mga tier na tinatawag. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong tinatawag na standards kung hanggang saan lang yung pwede nating abutin. Kunwari, itong presentation tier. So, this is the application's highest level. So, ibig sabihin, lahat daw ng information na kaya mong ma-access, nandun lang within the perimeter. Okay? Well, the second is the application. So, dito na siya parang dumadaan lang yung mga data. So, para siya yung, kumbaga sa IPO nyo, siya yung process. So, the data tier, siya yung parang pinaka-storage lang natin. Okay. So, let's just run through this. Ito naman yung pinaka logic niya. This is how parang system parang sideline lang yung nakikita natin. Kung parang overview lang. So sabi niya, meron daw tayong mga advantage of mobile computing. Ano nga ba? Ano nga ba yung mga advantages? And actually, we have, nakalagay dito 4, pero alam ko, it's more than 4. So pag gumagalaw ng mobile computing, automatic nag-i-increase yung productivity mo. So why? Kasi sa dami na gumagamit ng mobile, parang napakadali nilang i-attach. So madali mo silang ma-hook doon sa kung ano yung business mo. Kunwari, nag-Facebook, meron kang parang food services. So nag-post ka lang ng products mo na food, pakukonta ka na nila. So parang ganun kasimple. The second one is entertainment. So kunwari, naglalaro ka, gamer ka, so nagagamit na rin siya for monetary purposes. Portability, dahil madali siyang dalhin. Basta kailangan may data ka lang. Cloud computing, madali lang din transaction. Basta merong connected sa internet. So, anything na pwedeng magkaroon ng transaction o kaya meron kang program sa cloud, so, madali siyang na-attach dun sa ating mobile. So, we have here yung M2M. So, machine to machine ang ibig sabihin yan. And some of the key factors na kailangan nating tignan dito is how they work, how they transmit data from one unit to another. Parang ganun eh. So, one is the RFID. Makikita natin yung mga sensors natin sa kung nag-drive kayo sa NLEX, SLEX. So, yan na yung mga gamit natin, RFID. So, how does it work? So, automatic, meron silang microchip na kapag na-detect ng machine, yun lang yung transition niya. It's we have two kinds of RFID, isang passive saka isang I forgot the term. Pero yung passive kasi parang may specific ID lang siya. Ang gagawin ng system, parang isinesearch lang niya yung ID na yun, then yun yung parang pinaka primary key nung ID na yun. So, ganun lang naman. Sensors. Kunwari, ang HDTT25, which is the humidity and temperature sensor para sa Arduino. So, ginagamit natin siya. Pwede kayong gumamit ng PIR, yung Peripheral Interface Controller, yung kapag may dumaan na ganyan, nasa-sense niya na may malapit, nag-on yung ilaw, so yan yung mga nakikita natin. So, basta nakakapagbigay tayo ng data sa mobile natin, it could be used para maging appropriate yung programming natin. So, ito yung unang kailangan natin. Kailangan natin ng Wi-Fi network. So, usually meron naman tayong data. So, kapag meron powered naman tayo ng makaka-access tayo sa internet, so we will be parang mas madali yung transaction. So, computing software to analyze data and make decisions. So, kunwari gumagamit kami ng MATLAB, gumagamit kami ng Orange, gumagamit kami ng Rapid Miner. So, meron kasing mga tools ngayon na nakakapag-analyze na ng data. Parang kukunin mo lang ibibigay mo lang sa kanya yung data, magbabalik din siya ng magandang result. So, kunwari, magra-run kami ng neural networks doon. So, ito yung data, sabihin namin, ito yung program ng neural networks. Ipo-program namin doon, ibabalik na niya yung result sa amin. So, hindi na namin kailangan isa-isahin yung data. Kaya na niyang isolve yung mga ganong klaseng problems. Okay. So, one of the applications is healthcare. So, how does machine-to-machine interacts or helps in the area of healthcare? So, usually, ang tinitingnan natin dito, yung mga matatanda, yung mga health services sa US, ang ginagawa dyan is parang parang home care lang yung matatanda. So, meron silang mga devices na kinakabit dyan. Usually, ito yung mga medyo mahihina na. So, they attach peripherals which controls, detects the blood pressure, heart rate, yung sugar level, kunwari yung kung gaano yung beat per second nung blood, ganyan. So, yun, kinokolekta nila yung data na yun, then save nila sa cloud. Para ngayon yung doctor o yung health servicer, yung doctor, alam nila na namomonitor nila yung patient nila. Lahat ng patient nila meron ganong devices. So, kapag emergency situation naman, alam na nung doctors at nurses kung ano yung magiging sakit niya kasi bago pa siya dalhin, nandun na yung data sa kanila. So, scroll na lang nila. So, sa automobile naman, usually, kung makikita natin meron tayong mga self-driven na sasakyan, ang ginagawa nun is they detect yung mga kung may dadaan, may tatawid ba, ganyan. So, yun yung mga tinitignan natin. Kung meron man, iiwasan niya yun. O kaya, may gagawin siyang parang alternative na, kunwari, mag-brake ba siya, liliko ba siya, may tatamaan ba siya. So, nagkakaroon na siya ng multiple parang sequencing. So, doon natin siya ginagamit kasi nakikita ng sensors kung babangga ka na yun. Usually, naririnig natin mga sensors na yan. Pag umatras ng mga sasakyan, meron silang parang tumutunog-tunog na, na maliit na speaker. Pero nakakabit talaga yun sa sensor, which is the PIR. Okay. So, how does the system works? So, ito yung program mo, nasa mobile, punta ka ng social, sinesave yun sa cloud. Lahat ngayon ng information dito, napupunta yan sa isang software which generates the analytics. So, the next time na may gawin ka, alam na nung social media kung ano yung ibibigay sa yung feedback. For example, for now, kunwari sa Facebook mo, gusto mong tumingin ng mga magagandang bahay. So, meron doon na parang binuksan kang isang webpage na tungkol sa pag-create ng magandang bahay, maganda yung design ng CR, maganda yung design ng sala. So, kukunin niya ngayon yung information na yun, isa-save niya sa cloud, padadaanin niya sa isang software which has analytics. The next time na magbukas ka ulit ng Facebook, puro ganun na yung ibibigay sa yung suggestion. So, kaya yung mga ads na nasa akin, hindi tayo parehas kasi magkaiba tayo ng tinitignan or yung parang parang interest. Yan. Okay. So, ito ngayon yung isa sa pinakamagandang app na nagamit ko, which ito yung Path Finder na tinatawag, which resolves yung pinakamalapit na route para ibigay sa'yo, para makapunta ka from your source to destination. This is the ways. So, meron siyang interactive na iba-ibang window. So, tatlo yan. So, depende kung ano yung pipindutin mo. So, paano niya nalalaman na pag red ay napaka-traffic? Kapag light red is hindi masyado, tapos alam niya kung meron ka bang alternative route, ganyan. Paano niya nalaman na may police? So, tinitingnan natin dito, dahil meron siyang 3G capability, ina-estimate niya from itong position mo, huminto ka hanggang dun sa next destination mo. Ngayon, kapag marami nang nagre-report na may traffic jam doon, kinocompute na niya kung ilang minuto yung traffic na yun bago ka makaalis. So, it's that simple. So, kapag meron siyang alternative route na pwedeng daanan, yun yung binibigay niya. Ayan. So, this is one of the magagandang app. So, actually, taga-Israel pala yung, yung gumawa niyan. Okay. Dating Microsoft. Okay. Microsoft, the big thing na pagdating sa computer. Pero pagdating ngayon sa mobile, it's Google. So, bakit? Kasi napaka-portable niya. Gumawa ka sa Microsoft Word, buksan mo sa Google Docs. Gumawa ka sa Microsoft Excel, buksan mo sa Google Sheet. And much more pa in-offer ni Google, which is free of charge. So, bakit free? Kasi there are services na ginagamit natin, pero syempre, hindi naman natin alam na kung bakit free. Laging may balik. There's no such thing as free. Parang ganyan. Ano ba yung kailangan ni Google sa atin? Kailangan niya information natin. Okay? So, they sell our information without, actually, binigyan natin sila ng permission pero hindi lang natin alam. Kasi nung once na nag-create ka ng account, nung sinabi mong, I agree sa terms and condition, nandun yun. Nakasulat doon na pwede lang gamitin yung information mo. Pero syempre, wala namang nagbabasa sa inyo noon. So, yes, yun lang, I agree, para makakreate ka na account. So, yun yung ginagamit niya ni Google, doon siya kumikita. So, kunwari may nagtatanong sa kanya, kailangan ko, meron akong business dito, ang area is sa Del Monte, ganito yung age bracket. So, yan. So, nafi-filter niya yung mga data, kayo yung pinapadalan ngayon ng spam, pinapadalan kayo ng kung ano-anong advertisement. So, doon sila kumikita. Pero, G Suite is the most powerful softwares ngayon na napaka-organized talaga. Okay? So, pagdating naman dito, syempre, di ba nag-ECQ? So, one of the most intellectual na ginawa nila is yung Grab Food, Food Panda, Lala Food. Kasi through the use of mobile computing, nakaka-purchase ka na ng mga equipment, ng food, lahat ng necessity mo kahit hindi ka na umaalis sa basta nandun na sa doorstep mo. So, syempre, kailangan lang natin mag-ingat kasi kailangan disinfect. Pero, most approximately, mas safe ka kapag nagpa-deliver ka na lang. Okay, so, nagbigay lang ako dito ng example how to create a mobile app. So, alam ko naman, meron na kayong mobile app na, mobile dev. So, basahin nyo na lang kung paano to. So, Android Studio lang yung nilagay ko. Meron naman kayo nito nasa module. So, daanan lang natin yan. Hindi naman masyado importante yan. Okay. So, dito tayo pala ito. So, ito yung mga tier kanina. Di ba? Yung presentation tier, application tier, tsaka yung data tier. So, dito na sila pumapasok kasi nandito na tayo sa server, client-server computing. So, what happens? So, kung makikita natin dito, meron tayong client dito. Ito yung server natin. Meron pa tayo ditong web server. So, paano nangyari yun, sir? Kasi, usually, yung mga servers na to, ang kailangan lang nila is data. Ito yung mga nagpa-process. So, nakikiraan ka lang dito. So, kulang silang data dyan. Nandito yung processing. Para pagdating sa'yo, maganda na itsura. Magbibigay ka ng data pabalik. Ito yung parang pinaka-front end. Dito lang yung back end. So, that's how simple networking is. Yun nga lang, pag ikaw na yung nagpo-program, pag ikaw na yung nandun sa likod ng, ikaw na sa back end, dun na talaga napakahirap. Kasi you have to predetermine yung mga variables, kung ano yung kailangan niya, ano yung mga modules, ano yung mga functions, anong libraries yung kailangan mo. So, dun lang siya magiging mahihirapan. And we have a couple of servers. So, akala natin, kunwari, gamit lang tayo ng gamit, hindi natin alam na meron pala siyang iba't ibang klase ng server. So, we have the chat server, fax server, meron pa tayong mail servers. So, lahat yan gumagana, pero hindi lang natin naiintindihan. Basta nagagamit lang natin sila. Pero pag yung ano na, parang nasa package na sila. So, that's how it works. Meron tayong five designing na ito nakita ko lang naman. So, ito yung parang pinaka-importante. So, we have the layout, the color, the graphics, the fonts, and the content. Tandaan nyo, kapag ang client nyo ay 60 years old, magkaiba ang kulay ng presentation nyo doon kapag ang panibagong client mo is a 5-year-old kid. So magkaiba sila. Kasi pag matanda, kailangan mas larger yung fonts, mas readable. So kung black and white lang ang makikita niya, pag nag-highlight kayo sa red, yan yung mga pinaka-basic colors. Pero pag bata, kailangan colorful. And we have parang mga icons na pwedeng maging catchy para sa kanya. Kapag naman sa age nyo, kunwari, mga rakista kayo, we go for black and red, parang ganyan. So, yun yung magkakaiba ng range. So, when you want to design a website, kailangan kilala nyo yung client nyo. Hindi pwedeng kung ano yung gusto nyo, yun yung masusunod. Kailangan si client ang masusunod. Okay? So, we have this. Ito yung pinaka kailangan natin, lalo na magka-capstone kayo. Ito yung pinaka vital kasi dapat yung user friendliness, yan ang pinaka focus natin. Unang-una is the navigation, followed by compatibility, easy accessibility, well-formatted content. Kung makikita nyo, meron naman kayong mga apps. Dumaan yan sa several quality assurance. So yan ang ginagawa ng quality assurance. They reassure you, they follow the standards of the ISO na the navigation is good. Kung makikita niyo yung ISO 25020 025, so nandito lahat yan: navigation, compatibility, easy accessibility, and well-formatted content. So yan ay nandun. So pag gumawa na kayo ng website, kailangan na yung questionnaire nyo galing sa ISO. So dahil ito yung sinasatisfy natin, yung user friendliness. Yan. So keep yourself updated by knowing the different web design trends. So, naglagay lang ako dito, kailangan responsive yung web. So, fixed header bars. So, large photo backgrounds. So, napakasimple lang naman yan. So, ito, tinuro na rin sa inyo sa web naman. So, kailangan, dati we have 16 colors. Yes, ito lang, 16 colors lang. Then, when the color palette upgraded, so we have the 225, 225, 225, which represents the red, the green, and the blue. So, dati ganito lang ang ginagawa namin. So, nung nag-enhance, ganito na yung color combination niya. So, lahat naman tayo nakakapag-convert niyan. So, most approximately, alam natin kung paano siya gamitin. Okay. And actually, hanggang dun lang yung ating presentation. May tanong ba kayo? Ano, gising pa ba kayo? Huy! Andiyan pa ba si Joy? Ano si Joy? Hmm. Okay, kasi magpa-publish ako mamaya ng midterm exam niyo, ay ng final exam niyo. Kailangan kasi namin pag-usapan kung anong oras yung pinaka-applicable sa inyo. Sabi niya gabi daw. Pero kailangan kasi may time lang yun. So hindi siya pwedeng for a long time yung final exam. Probably kausapin ko siya pero ang temporary schedule natin would be 8 o'clock hanggang 10 o'clock lang ng gabi. Okay lang ba sa inyo yun bago ko siya kausapin? Kasi magko-consensus din naman siya sa inyo eh.
Sir, multiple choice lang po ba yun, sir?
Oo, multiple choice. Oo, ngayon. Hindi. Actually, mamayang gabi. Magpapa-exam sana ako kasi sobrang dali ng exam. Magbibigay sana ako ng freebies ngayon. Tapos yung mamaya, bahala na sila kung anong result ng magiging exam nila. Eh kaya lang, parang sobrang konti yun na eh. Parang kawawa naman sila. May pattern kasi yun. Kasi kaya, may pattern yun. Ibibigay ko na sana sa inyo yung pattern para at least medyo mataas yung grade nyo. Kaya lang ang problema,
Pwede mo naman bigay, sir. Tapos sasabihin na lang
Okay lang
namin
sir
sa kanila.
ibigay.
hindi pwede. Ganito kasi yun. Kung sino lang yung dapat nandito, siya lang makakaalam ng pattern. Tapos, pag pinablish ko siya ulit mamayang gabi, irarumble ko na siya, mawawala na yung pattern. Eh kaya lang, konti na lang kayo. Sana at least mga 3/4 kayo. Yung mga matitira, sila na lang yung mahihirapan kayo sana yung madadalian. Kaya lang, sa computation, maalangan tayo. Sayang. Kung nakabuo tayo ng 3/4 ng class, ibibigay ko na sana ngayon yung exam.
Tumatanggap naman kami, sir, ng ano eh, kahit plus 15, mga ganun.
30 points lang yun. Plus 15 pa.
Plus 10 na lang, sir.
Plus 10 na lang.
Sure win, sir.
Plus 10 na lang, sir. Hindi naman kami maselan eh.
Ay, gusto pa talaga. Hindi, sige, ganito na lang. Hindi ko na lang tatanggalin yung pattern. Kasi pag nakita niyo yung pattern nun, siguro parang kamukha lang ng pattern nung nakaraan. Naalala niyo ba yung pattern nung nakaraan?
Opo sir.
O yun, siguro. Mga ganun kasimple lang na ano. So hindi ko na babaguhin. Basta ganun, diretso na lang yun. Abay, mahiya naman kayo kung ipa-perfect nyo pa. Yung mga hindi nakapag-quiz na nakaraan, kung available kayo, isasabi ko na lang din, i-open ko yung quiz mamaya. Tapos isasarado ko rin siya after. So, kung basta ang duration lang dun is 2 hours, kailangan makapag-exam kayo, then kuklose na natin yun. So, okay na siguro. Meron ng link dati. Nasa ano yun? Nasa Google Classroom. So, doon natin siya makikita. Basta naka-close pa siya ngayon, i-open ko siya mamaya. Schedule ng exam, temporarily, 8 to 10. 30 points yun. May pattern yun. Bahala na kayo. Good luck sa inyo. And anytime, pwede na kayong mag-leave ng room. So, maraming salamat sa inyo. Class dismiss.
Thank you sir.
Okay, thank you. Hindi naman babagsak pag hindi nag-report, pero baka ma-incomplete. Kasi kailangan mag-report eh. Pag hindi ka makakapag-report, kailangan meron kang audio recording nung report mo, send nyo sa akin para magkaroon ng grade sa reporting. Okay na rin na to? Okay, sige, sige, God bless.